So this is the final part, maybe, probably not. I'm definitely probably going to be talking about Dragon Age 4 again, but the final part of what I want to see in Dragon Age 4, and I'm just going to be finishing up on some of the points that I have. So something that I would like it to be cleared up, which I forgot to mention in my last video, is if you've read the book The Last Flight, which this is spoilers if you haven't. So if you read the book, at the end, she finds the griffin eggs. I think there are 13, I'm not sure. But it would be really cool if they continued that, I don't know, or introduced griffins into Dragon Age 4. That would be really, really cool to see them. It'd be cool to have them like as a companion. I don't know how, or to have a Mabari companion. That would be awesome. To have like an animal companion, that would be really, really cool. But for them to clear up on that, because I'm still thinking about that all the time. And really, I just want to have griffins in the game. Something else I'd like for them to expand more upon is the scaled ones. I don't know if they will, but they're mentioned in the Descent DLC, and also you see the paintings all over the Emerald Graves, so they seem to be important. So it'd be cool if we could learn more about them, and if they actually are lizard-like creatures or if they're actually something else and they were just depicted that way. Something that I'm really looking forward to in Dragon Age 4 is the character customization. It's always my favorite part of games. Creating my own character and having a lot of options for me to create my own character is really important to me, and it's probably something that I spend the most time on. I've spent hours and then just completely got rid of it because I couldn't pick the right hair, or it just ended up looking weird later on. So I'm really looking forward to see what they do, if they add a lot more options, if they've maybe gathered feedback from Inquisition of what fans would like to see and they actually include that. That would be really cool. Something I would like to see them add more of, and add more of variety of and different options, is hairstyles, because in Inquisition, I mean, I didn't hate them. I only liked a few hairstyles, and I think my favorite was the one with the shaved on the side and the hair going down, because that was the longest hair option, and I think I use that one all the time. So for them to just add longer hairstyles would be really, really cool. To have braids, pretty elven braids or anything like that. Again, this is just like personal things I would like to see, because I think creating your character is so important, and just having those options to customize your character and have them look unique and something that you love makes you more invested into the character you're playing. One of my favorite hair styles, or the way hair looks, I guess, is from The Witcher 3. Ciri and Yennefer, their hair is so beautiful and so flowing, and I always wish that I could have my Inquisitor have that hair. So it would be amazing if they could add that kind of look to an option in the character customization, to have longer hair, to have more shorter hair options, different styles, just to, I guess, see what fans want, because I know out there's a lot of amazing mods that unfortunately I can't use. But it would be cool if they were actually took that feedback and put those cool hairstyles in Dragon Age 4. Also to have like a more variety of colors, and for it to look more natural, I guess, because sometimes it just looks really solid And yeah, it'd be cool just to see more realness to the hair. I don't even know if that's right, but that. I think it'd be really cool if we could have like different ear piercing options and like facial piercing options, as well as tattoos. Body tattoos would be amazing, and just more of a variety of different options for tattoos, because um, in if you're playing elf, you can have Velasline, a Dalish elf, and there were a lot of options for that, and they were all really, really beautiful. And it's kind of probably a reason why I love playing as a Dalish elf, because I just like having that tattoo on my face because even no matter what it means for the character, like I think it just looks beautiful. Um, but to have more body tattoo options, and they could have maybe like their design could be something to do with the race. So if you are playing as a Canary, maybe you could have like a Canary inspired tattoo. I don't know. But it would be really cool just to have a variety of different tattoos um, for your character, because again, it just makes the character more unique and personal to the player. I think what I just want to see is more options to personalize our own characters, because as years go by, games are getting bigger and better, and we kind of want to have more ways to make our characters look cool. And it would be cool for them to step up their game and kind of add these cooler options. So yeah, so not so much the same as Inquisition, because it was good for the time, but like for them to expand more on that and add much more would be really, really cool to see. I really hope, I mean, it really depends on who we are playing as and where we are as to what race we're going to be, but I really hope that they do keep the options of the 4 different races that you can play, which is human, dwarf, canary, and elf. And I'm only saying that because every game, like if I can, I always play as an elf, like all the time, because I love elves so much. And I love also their sad backstory to um, the game, to Thetis and what they've been through. So it would be really cool if they could keep those 4 different options. I can't really think of what other races that they can add that would kind of still, it wouldn't be so hard to add in the game, because these 4 races are kind of seen everywhere. So I think they're much more acceptable. I don't know, but it would be cool as well as to bring back origin stories, because something that I really loved in Dragon Age Origins is that they had like you got to see them before they became the warden, and you got to experience what they were like. And I really hope that they include that, because that's something that I miss so much in Inquisition, and what I crave so much to see is my Dalish elf in her clan, and to see her family or anything like that. Like I didn't get to build that connection. I kind of had to make it up myself, which is no problem. But it would be cool if we kind of had like a backstory and we experienced that for our protagonists. I find it so fun when you play as a different race and you kind of experience the game differently by playing as that race, and you experience you get maybe more options, or you have more knowledge into different lore and history as to what race you're playing. So, and you have different reactions from companions and just people in the world. And I think it would be really cool if they kind of do the same thing and maybe just again expand more on that, and to have different options to do with your race. And just it makes the player again, like you get to experience the world differently, which is always really fun. But you if you're playing, like for me, I always play as an elf, so I just feel really I feel like an elf. Like I feel that when they call my character Knife Ear, it's like it's funny slash sad, and I don't know, it gets you more into the game and gives you more connection to the game, I guess. this is this is me trying to make sense of everything going on in my mind, and it just comes out and I just blurt it out and it's all wrong. But hopefully it makes a little bit of sense. I really loved Inquisition, and I love how in each Dragon Age game they're kind of making it better, making more options for the player. But Inquisition was like I had a lot of fun. It's not perfect, obviously, but again, like I can play that game again and again and never get bored. So in terms of like things like combat, I mean, I really enjoyed the combat system in Inquisition, and it would be cool if they kind of kept it the same, but again, just make more options and different options for the player to experience new ways to fight things. I really enjoyed playing as a mage, and warrior and rogue. I mean, it'd be cool if they kept those three classes. And again, it depends on the protagonist and who you're playing as. But I always like more options to my protagonist, my character, because I like to make them unique. And if I want to go back and play the game, I want to be able to play as something completely different and experience the game different. Something I did actually like in Dragon Age Inquisition was the open world aspect, because I did love exploring so much, and I loved the different places we were able to go and having camps and just having so much to explore. And it'd be cool if they did that again, but as long as it didn't take away from the storyline, because that's really what's most important and what makes the game amazing, in my opinion. But they kind of hinted or said, I don't know, that we're going to Tevinter. So hopefully we are, and I'm really excited to go there because I've always loved Tevinter, and just I love the characters like that you see from there and the culture, and I just want to experience that, and I just want to see it. And I love the fashion as well. I always love the outfits, and I love the way they act and what you hear about people who live in Tevinter. And yeah, I just am really excited to go there. But it'd be cool if we could also go to other places like Antiva and Ravane, and it'd be really cool if we could go to like Parvaland, just to like experience different parts of Thedas, because we've kind of stayed around Ferelden and Orlais, and they it's all kind of the same thing. um but it'd be cool if we could just see more of Thedas and experience what we hear so much about. That's really what I want to see, and I'm hoping that they do, because you read so much into what these places are like, and some of the codexes describe what they're like, or you talk to the characters and you talk to Dorian and what Lycman Rathus looks like, and we've only seen small bits of other parts of Thedas in like comics or something. So to be able to actually be there and see it all look amazing would just make me so happy, and I imagine other players would love it as well. I think most importantly, there's a little dot, a little place or city or whatever it is called Solace, and I really want to go there. I want to know what's there, and I'm hoping Solace is in Solace. I think in Inquisition, like my favorite parts of wandering around anywhere like the Emerald Graves or Exalted Plains is the Elven ruins and just exploring more about the past and seeing these beautiful elven statues. So it'd be really cool if we could do something similar in Dragon Age 4. I don't know. I love exploring elven ruins. I don't know if that sounds weird, but it would be my favorite parts of the game to do like the Lost Temple of Dirthaman. Hopefully I said that right. And just other quests where you could go inside like the Temple of the Emerald Knights. That was really fun. And I just look around at all the mosaics on the wall, and I thought everything was so pretty and it was so interesting to see this history. So if we could do something similar in Dragon Age 4, that would be really cool. So I think I'm going to end it here because I've said almost everything I wanted to say. And I just wanted to say again, these are just like my personal hopes or thoughts of Dragon Age 4. I don't have to see any of it because I'm completely happy with whatever they do as long as it's good. um, I think what I really want to see is just the same thing that Dragon Age Inquisition and Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Origins had for me, is just this really focus on the characters and the storyline, and to keep that love, and that to keep that connection between the player and the protagonist, for to keep that connection between the player and the companions and the previous characters, to keep that love alive. And I think the little things always matter, the little moments always matter, the previous mentions of characters matter a lot to the fans, and as well as the protagonists matter, and for their story to have meaning and consequence, because I've played the Inquisitor's story, I've played Hawke's story, I've played the Warden's story, like I've experienced their sadness and if they've lost friends and family, and there's just so much emotion being put into that, and for them to keep that emotion in there and it done in a beautiful way, would just be what BioWare is, or what BioWare has been for me. So for them to keep that connection there and that love, and that detail to the storyline and the lore, there would just be really something special, I think. Because in the end, these characters, BioWare made these characters important to us. And that really is something special, because you, not in every game you really feel that love for a family, I guess, which is what each Dragon Age game feels like sometimes. Like the protagonists and the companions, they feel like a family and you feel like you're part of that. So to have that feeling again, in Dragon Age 4, I think would make the game really special for these characters, and for the protagonists to feel like real people with real emotions that have been through hurt or are dealing with something, like to see that in game and for them to be able to convey that a lot more, including from the protagonist, would just build a stronger connection for the player, to their protagonists and to the companions, for them just to feel like more real, I guess, in a way, which they have, like in Inquisition, I think, and in Origins, like all these characters, they have done such a great job with making them feel real, and for you to feel their pain. So hopefully they continue that. And I have no idea if that just sounded so bad. I'm sorry. But like, obviously you're in a world full of chaos, but it's like an escape. So hopefully they continue that amazing thing that they do. So I think that I've rambled enough. um, but thank you so, so much for joining me and listening to me talk about Dragon Age for so long. I really appreciate it. And if anyone wants to comment below what they would like to see in Dragon Age, I'd love to read it because it is one of my favorite things to do is to just talk about Dragon Age theories with anyone and just make new friends and hear um, different perspectives on characters and storylines. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a good day. And I'm really looking forward to what Dragon Age 4 brings us.